Hi YouTube. I'm gonna do my story of my life, kind of, for YouTube, just to make another video, because I haven't been making videos, like, at all. If my camera's kind of weird, because I have it on, like, the playpen-ish sitting up, and so I don't have to hold it, and I know it's kind of jiggly when I hold it. So, I'll get started. When in elementary school, well, my mom and dad met at, like, a washing dishes thingy. I think it was like for BOCES or something. They met, they fell in love, they got married. When my mom got married with my dad, she was 4 months pregnant for me, so she had to get like a maternity dress. Her friend loaned her one for her wedding dress. Then I was born, obviously. I was the I think it was like 3 or 6 years later after my cousin Jamie was born, so it's been a while since the baby was born, and so I was like the little precious little girl. My dad wanted a little boy when my mom found out she was pregnant. He wanted a little boy. Well, I was born and I was wrapped around his little finger, like, no doubt about it. He loved me. He treated me like a big princess, so I loved him to death. Then came elementary school. I went to Berry Elementary. I failed kindergarten twice, well, once, because of, like, I wasn't learning, like, how to do my ABCs or something. So that is why I failed that. Kindergarten was pretty much okay. I had Mrs. Stark and I had Mrs. Dumas. They were really nice, and I didn't have a problem. And then first grade came, and it was like that little, sorry if that annoys you. It was just, it was like that I had no friends. I was very shy. I never really talked during elementary school, so really no one really liked me. Second grade, I had Mrs. Tupper. We called her the pushover. We got these fleas for our pencils. They're really cute, and I got like a couple friends then. It was starting to build up, so I was like, oh yay, I'm like really happy to be in school. Then third grade came, and it was the worst year of my life. I hated it because the whole year I was fine, and my dad had many, many heart problems. He had like 2 or 3 heart attacks throughout my life when I was little. So at the end of the year of third grade, it was like the last day of school, like literally the last day of school. I remember waking up for the last day of school at like 5 in the morning, I want to say. There was Leon's people and like all that kind of stuff in our house. He always slept on the couch just to protect us. And he was having chest pains. So we were kind of used to it because he's been in and out of the hospital for heart attacks. We went to go see him at the hospital right away once he got there. He told me and my brother that he'd see us after school and he'd get us ice cream because it was the last day of school, that he was really proud of us. And, well, my mom drove us back home, and she had a message on our answering machine, sorry if I'm mumbling, saying that she had to hurry up and get back to the hospital. My dad's very stubborn. He, like, really didn't like hospitals. He hated them. He never wanted to be there. Because when he was in, like, Syracuse, he wasn't in a room with, like, a TV, so it really pissed him off. So my mom called the hospital, and they said, do you have a babysitter? And my mom was like, it's like 6 a.m. Who the heck is going to watch my kids at 6 a.m.? So she had to bring us, and we went into this little room. I want to say it was like a little waiting room, like a private room. And they took my mom, as we stayed in the private room with like a nurse. And I could tell there was something wrong, because when she was coming back, she was crying. And I was worried that something was wrong. When she came back, she sat down, and she couldn't explain it because she was too upset herself. She just kind of said, he's gone. Like, he's dead. I was 10, and my brother was like, I want to say 7. And so, once she said that, I understood right away. I was 10 years old. I loved my dad to death, and I dropped to my knees, and I cried and cried. I couldn't get over the fact that he was gone. I went to go run out the door to find him, and the nurse stopped me, so I could never go see him. I never seen him until the funeral. The school couldn't put it against me and my brother for being absent. I've literally hated school since then. I don't want to do anything in school. I hate it. It's affected me so badly. I can't deal with school anymore. He, on his funeral, his 2 bosses, they're lesbian. I'm not against anything like that. I'm just, putting that out there. They bought me and my brother something to wear. My Aunt Anna got something from Virginia for my mom to wear, and his funeral was like the worst ever. Like, I couldn't imagine. And my mom was 3 months pregnant with our 3rd sibling, and since she was put through so much stress, she lost the baby, so it made it even worse. She couldn't, all she did was cry at the funeral. I didn't know what to do. I was 10. I knew my dad was laying there in the casket, like, dead. I didn't know what to freaking do. Val and Annette, which is what my dad's boss's names were, they bought me a bear. I still have it. I think it's over there, but I really don't want to get up and get it. And, oh, no, it's right here. Alright, this is the bear that they bought me. I've had this thing since 2006, because that's when he died. So, you can imagine this thing's pretty old, and it's a collector's choice bear, so, and this thing's put me through so much, like, helped me. My brother got a dog, like a stuffed animal dog, and when the services were over and we went to go up to pay our respects to the body, they wanted me to give him a, kiss on the cheek, and I couldn't, because I just felt like I knew he wasn't there. Like, it was just his body, it wasn't anything. And, I touched his hand a little, and then I couldn't do anything else. But that was my 3rd grade year. It was horrible. Horrible, horrible. I hated every minute of it. 4th grade, oh, sorry if I didn't put this in there. I skipped for a third grade for cheerleading. I wanted to do cheerleading. I continued on to, well, I did cheerleading 3rd grade, sorry. Mine's a little scrambled up. 4th grade I skipped a year. 5th and 6th I did it. I was very into cheerleading. I loved cheerleading. It was fun. It was active. It gave me something to do, and I loved the games. So I was really into it. So, like I said, 4th, it was obviously hard. For the rest of the year, it was hard. For the rest of the, 3 years, it was really hard. I did my cheerleading, though. I stuck to it after then. And then I got to high school. I'm trying to, not babble on, but there's a lot that's happened in my life. 7th grade, I started getting in trouble for no reason. I got suspended for standing, in the middle of the hallway to the girls' bathroom, because there's, a bunch of girls there, so I was trying to get through, and they were fighting, and then I got caught, like, being there, not doing anything, just trying to go to the bathroom. The principal came over and pointed at all of us and said we're suspended. So I got suspended for no reason. Then I just started doing whatever I wanted. I never got into drugs. I never got into drinking. I've smoked, like, a cigarette, like, not a full one, just like a puff from one of my friends, but I hated it. I wasn't one of those girls that always did, like, marijuana and stuff. I didn't believe in that kind of stuff. I hated it. I hate alcohol as well. Sorry if I look slouched, because I'm in my rocking chair and stuff. But, and then, 7th grade, like I said, it was horrible. I got in trouble a lot. Again, I slacked. I didn't want to do anything. 8th grade, we moved from where we were living, which was in the trailer park, and I lived there like my whole life, and we moved to an apartment complex. I'm not used to that. I was not used to it at all. We moved to the DeVecchios. We met our friend Tammy, that's been there for us since we moved in, and ever since on. There didn't go very well, because 8th grade, I was barely in school. I started just, skipping school, didn't want to go, making up excuses that I'm sick, just to try to stay home. And right before I moved from the Vecchios, I met someone, which is Drew. There was a new girl that moved in right across the hall right after Tammy left, and we hung out all the time. Her name was Tiffany. We hung out, like, all the time. Like, I'm not going to get into my ex-boyfriend, because I did date online. I dated one kid that lived near me, and he beat me all the time. I was pregnant with one of his kids, and he killed it. So, while it was inside of me, I was, like, maybe, like, a month or two. So, it was hurtful, but I'm not going to get into that detail. But I met Tiffany. We hung out all the time. We ate candy, like, every other day. They were 10 for $1 with a dollar store. So we're like, oh, we're going to go get some candy. There was a bar right next door. Wasn't the best place to live, but it was a place because we got kicked out of the trailer park. And then her cousin, Kayla, texted her and said, hey, text this guy. He might be interested in you. And she texted him, and she didn't like him. He sent a picture to her. She didn't like him. So I texted him, and he seemed sweet. I liked him. He was cute. He was funny. Like, the next day, we met over at Smith Park, and we kind of connected. He didn't like Tiffany, which is what she was supposed to go for, but he liked me, which was really good. And we were together. We've been together for almost 3 years now. I have a commitment ring I just got before I even found out I was pregnant by him. He was a senior. I was in 8th grade. I didn't care. Like, he just turned, like, 18, and I was, like, going to be turning, like, 16. So I didn't care. I had a problem over Halloween, exactly Halloween night. It was, like, snowy out. We live in New York, so it sucks. And my appendix was going to explode. I had to go to the hospital. Well, I was going to the hospital at night, but we went to the convenient care. They said, oh, it's just gas. And they really didn't understand. They suck. And then the next morning, we had to get up for school. I practically, like, bitched at my mom, like, I'm not going to school. I'm in too much pain. So she's like, okay, I'll take you to the hospital, and I'll take you to school. Well, I never got to school because they admitted me right away. They did an ultrasound and some x-rays, and they found that my appendix was going to burst. And they had to get it out of me, do surgery right away before it did, because it can kill me. I had surgery. My mom and my boyfriend had not met yet. He came over to the hospital. He met my mom. And she just, like, pretty much told him, don't hurt me. Like, which is understandable. And then 9th grade, he already graduated. I stopped going again to school. I got bad grades. Hated school, like always. And now I'm in 10th grade. Hate school to death. Pregnant. And yeah. In 9th grade, my grandpa died. Aside from going, like, I'm trying to, like, I didn't write any of this down because I just didn't feel like it. So I'm just going by memory, and sorry. Yeah, my grandpa died in August. It was last year. He died in August. And my grandma knew he was dying. He was very, very sick. He was in the wheelchair. He couldn't do much. He was on oxygen. And the day that he died, my mom got a call from my grandma saying that, you know, your dad, or whatever she said, was gone. And my mom came in my room, dropped to her knees, and cried. And I was just like, what's wrong? I couldn't hear what she was saying, but all I got was grand. And I was like, oh my god, which one's, like, gone? And then I finally got to her, and she said, your grandpa. I burst out crying. I couldn't handle it. I lost my dad, and now I lost my grandpa that I love to death. We went to my grandma's house. He was still laying in his bed. The morgue was coming and all that was coming. There was cops there. I seen him. I couldn't go in there to touch him or say anything. All his siblings were there. Well, not siblings, but all his kids were there. All 7 of them. My cousin was there. It was a very, very stressful day. The only one that didn't get to go to see him at the house was my Aunt Amy. So we went to go see him at the morgue place, the funeral place. And my mom made me give him a kiss on the cheek. And I don't regret it now. I regret not giving my dad a kiss. So I had 3 deaths, but I didn't get into that because she was never around. My grandma Williams died of cancer, and I seen her die. So when I was in 6th grade, it was sad. And like I said, I'm in 10th grade now, and I'm planning on, after I have Madison in July sometime, the due date's July 17th. I'm going to, after I heal all the way through 6 weeks to 8 weeks, I'm applying for jobs. I'm getting my GED and just going to do it on my own. I can't do school, work, and a child. So that's my plan. That's my life. It sucked. But yeah, thanks for watching and listening to my story. I'm sorry if it went on for like ever, but I hope you understand my life. Bye.